Hey everyone! I needed to do some emergency orders recently from TEMU and Amazon, and I thought it would be fun to show you some of the stuff I got. Some of it's doll related and some of it isn't. This video isn't sponsored by either of the companies, and I will be giving 100% my honest opinion on everything. However, if you want to help out the channel a bit, I will leave my TEMU affiliate link in the description. With that being said, let's get started. Every time my mom and I order from TEMU, we try to get something for each other. So the first up is a crochet tension ring. It's supposed to help her tension stay somewhat consistent when she crochets, which is something she says she struggles with sometimes. She also likes peacocks, so it kind of doubles as a cute little ring. It feels and looks high quality, wasn't super thin or anything like that, and my mom likes it, so it works. Next up, I got this Oreo silicone mold. I bought one earlier and loved it and wanted to buy another so I can make both sides of the fake Oreos at the same time. I have tested it and it works perfectly with resin. The resin doesn't stick to it and is super easy to clean. Obviously it doesn't work with UV resin because it's not clear, but I don't mind that at all. Got this very pretty little ring next. I saw the same ring on Pinterest selling for like $900 and I thought it was kind of funny that I could get the same ring on TEMU for only $1 basically. If you're wondering, I have gotten several rings from TEMU before and I haven't had issues with the rings turning my skin green or anything. I'll show all the rings I've gotten after showing this one. I did have one ring lose its rose gold coloring after a while of wearing it, but I completely blame that on me. I was wearing that ring to school almost every day, and while I was at school I would constantly be using strong disinfectants and whatnot, so that wasn't the ring's fault at all. So now we're going into some more doll related stuff. I got this bottle of UV resin because I was completely out. The last few times I've been getting the small bottles and it became very clear that that wasn't enough, so I got the big bottle this time. Like I said, I've used this brand of resin before and I can honestly say that it's worth buying. I'll put some images of some filled marbles I tried to make with this resin on the screen somewhere. Keep in mind that these were sitting by my window which gets a lot of sunlight for weeks and they haven't yellowed at all from what I can see. Okay, these were only 49 cents, so why not buy them? These aren't semi-permanent, so these don't last too long, but pretty nonetheless. I have tried TEMU's semi-permanent tattoos, and I should have gotten some this time around. They last a pretty long time after they develop. Supposed to be for nails, but these are perfect for one of the dolls I've been collecting stuff for. They're a really pretty pale blue flower cluster with a pearl-like finish and a very shiny rhinestone. They do offer more colors of these, so at some point I'm going to have to go back and get more. You only get 5 in the pack, but for dolls that's perfectly fine. I don't want to have way too much of one thing. They've even got a little weight to them, which is nice. Next, I got these pendants simply because I've been wanting to try them for a while. The clear part, from what I can tell, is actual glass. They have a very nice weight to them and are nice and clear. The back ends are also made of a good material. This is a nail foil, and I must say when I first opened this I was kind of worried. At first glance it didn't look like they put very much in the container, especially since I wanted to use this for doll horns, accessories, and my actual nails. I was relieved when I opened the container. It's just really thin and it all kind of merged together. I assumed that this was just like normal nail foils, but it's more like the unicorn skin people use to make doll wings. Actually, I think that's exactly what it is. This is a cool multi-purpose item. I want to use it as it's intended and make some cool coasters for my mom, but I also think this would make a really cool doll stand base. At some point I want to make an optical illusion doll and I think this would be perfect. I might have to add some weight to the bottom somehow. It's a little thin, but who cares, it looks cool. It's definitely a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I'll show in the bottom corner in a bit a comparison of the mold versus one of my older molds that I got for the same price. These have a nice AB shine on the top instead of a usual pearl finish, which I thought was super pretty and unique. I wasn't sure what color to choose first since I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with these yet, so I got the mix pack with all the colors. I like the fact that most of the charms I buy come in resealable little baggies. Makes keeping stuff organized for me a little easier. I've been wanting to try some of these for a while now, and I figured that these would be a nice detail to add to a project I have in mind. They do come in a smaller container, but for what I plan on using them for, this should be fine. They are a lot paler than I thought they would be, but adding a little paint won't hurt. Next are these really fine nail brushes. I got the same ones off of AliExpress once, and they work really well for fine details on face-ups and whatnot. You can never have too many super fine brushes, so I got some more. I needed backups anyway because these brushes, which are the most important brushes for doll customizing, always seem to disappear for some reason. Next up, I got this gold leaf. This was one of the emergency purchases because I really needed some of this for my very next project. I typically just use the already crushed foils for resin, but for the horns of the dolls I'm working on, I wanted a finer look, so foil sheets was the way to go. I took 4 years of Mandarin, and even though I couldn't read all of the characters on the cover, I was proud of myself for being able to recognize the character for gold. If you're wondering, there are two types of gold leaf. There's a gold K and a gold B. Gold B is a more common lighter gold, but gold K is richer in color and looks a lot more elegant in my opinion. Going along with the nail charm thing, I got these silver nail dangle thingies. I don't have any specific idea of what I want to use these for yet, but I can imagine them being a really nice centerpiece on a fancy dress or something. I can't wait to use these for something. Next time I want to get the slightly aged gold ones. I think those would look really cool too. If you haven't already noticed, nail stuff works great for doll customizing. I got these really tiny swabs next because they will help a lot when applying chalk pastels in smaller areas, and will be helpful for cleaning up small mistakes. There are 100 in this pack, but since they're double-sided, it's kind of like getting 200, which is really nice. Now it's time for the Amazon side of the haul. First up, I got some regular epoxy resin. I'm trying this out because I have some resin that looks exactly like this, but it was under a different brand name. The resin was really nice and it was easy to remove all the annoying micro bubbles, and it seems to stay pretty clear. I have tested this out and it acts just like the other resin, so I'm really hoping that the company just changed their name. Next up, we got this very pretty marble filament. I have a few characters that this would be perfect for. I know a lot of people tend to stay away from using filament to print dolls because of the lines that come with this sort of printing, but depending on the brand and the finish of filament you use, I think the lines can be almost invisible. Obviously, making a doll with a resin printer will still be preferred for most people, but I think that some filaments are just too cool not to make a doll with. This spool is from Overture's Easy PLA collection. I honestly can't figure out the difference between their easy PLA and normal PLA, but I'm guessing that this one is cheaper because it wasn't super matte. I have no idea if that's the real reason this spool was cheaper than the other one I saw, but at this point I don't really care much. I've had no problems with it so far, and all the prints from it looks really smooth. Next up, we got this pack of headphones. Desperately needed a new pair since all of my other ones broke and I basically live in headphones. These have a really nice sound quality and are comfortable to wear all day. Really quick, I've got some Mr. Super Clear. And last but not least, I got some gold heat transfer vinyl. Not much to say about this except you really can't go wrong with this stuff. And that's it! I hope you found this fun to watch, maybe even a little helpful. I definitely had fun. The next video will be back to a doll repaint, but until then, stay sweet, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.